No, not yet. There we go.
Hello,
Hello.
everybody. How's everyone doing this week? Good? I hope so. My camera is in a different place because my room is a complete mess since I had to fix my PC and my home network this week, which is obviously fantastic. But otherwise, we're doing great. Done. What topics do we have today?
I don't know. We're just gonna talk about stuff. No, this
Great.
week, I think the drone changes. We touched on it a little bit last week, but we've had some time to mull over. Have they gone live yet? Did they go live this week? Are they going live like next week? You guys are so helpful.
Yes,
and then
I am awful.
And then Tuesday was a glorious mess to watch. We'll probably talk about that a little bit. Well, the Keepstar thing happened. There's really not much else to say about it. So, I mean, we've had a couple different things happen this week, but nothing like gigantic. Oh, and then everybody's favorite thing to talk about this week, because they are looking way too into it, is the war bond stuff, which I don't know if you can bring it up at all, but like Brisk made the best war bonds. So you need to get your Fountain Franks from Fountain Frank. So you can help out. Everybody can help out the Imperium.
You get Franklin's from Frank.
I haven't heard anything about this. What's going on?
I mean, I personally love investment opportunities. I'll say that.
Right, I'm not surprised you haven't heard about it.
Invest in freedom.
I mean, basically, Imperium is going bankrupt, and we should all.
No, we're not.
So,
I'm sorry.
Basically, they have a system where if we ever need more money, like what we have isn't enough, they'll issue war bonds where you buy, I don't know, you give whatever denomination of ISK and they'll give it back at a later date for a percentage more. That is currently not happening. It's just it can be implemented if we come January, if we don't have enough for the cores. But as of right now, from what I heard on the fireside, it seems like we're on track to have enough, or we already have enough.
I mean, how much is a core again?
30 billion.
Keepstars, it's
30 billion.
30 billion.
Oh, dude, we're fine.
And not even including Fortizars and other stuff. But yeah. So, yeah, it was just announced that is a program we could use in the future, but it's not currently happening.
I want to interject here. I am using my brand new $200 microphone, and I don't think my sound is.
You still sound like shit.
Shut the fuck up, bitch.
It sounds really good, Don. It really does.
But I'm very happy
He's
with
lying.
it. It's a very nice metal stand. It's a nice solid microphone. It has pretty lights on the front. So, and
Now,
then
Greg, you need to fix your mic, dude.
Are they prettier on mine? Or on
you have a
Don's?
giant red dick in your face, okay? Mine's a nice. I'm not even gonna finish that joke.
Some people like having a big red dick in their face, Don. Don't judge. Don't kink shame in here.
So I do want to give a shout out because he's in the chat. Before we continue, Redline was quite kind yesterday to walk me through the basics of setting up stream, because in the coming weeks, Mifune is going to be sporadically available, so the stream quality is going to probably stay the same or go up. Who knows? We'll find out. But I want to thank Redline for walking me through some stuff and helping me out. He didn't have to, but he was gracious enough to walk me through a couple things. So I think I can handle getting everybody on screen and getting things started. So,
Don, I would have volunteered, but with work and school and next semester, I'm gonna have class every Thursday night. So
I thought you were about to say I would have helped, but you didn't fucking ask. That would have been funnier.
He wasn't.
People ask me about doing it, like considering I used to be a director for NBC, but like it wouldn't be that hard to do. But it's just like I'm just gonna be unavailable for like the next couple months on Thursdays.
Oh,
back in high school, I was awesome at Airband.
Airband. Where did Ragnar go? He died.
Did you play air guitar in Airband?
Mifune, can you drag Ragnar back in?
There we go.
Okay.
accidentally hit the disconnect button.
Whoopsies.
Congratulations.
So, actually, someone in chat brings up too. Does it happen every fucking week? Right, Mifune? Every
Yes.
fucking week.
We
We have our
missed
show. It's all great. Everything's fine. We talk about the whole week of stuff, and then literally, it was literally like an hour after the show, if that, they killed the Revenant. I was like, oh my god, do this like during the show or like before the show? No, do it right after the show.
It had to be everything interesting that happens in this game happens less than an hour after our show ends. It's ridiculous, and I hate it so much.
Well, that's because like everybody that wants to prepare for like a Saturday assault has to shoot the buildings Thursday night, whatever it may be. Which, you know, with kind of how things are going, it looks like we're going to be having the Hicks Keepstar coming up soon, so we'll find out about that someday. But Billy wouldn't answer that question earlier. We asked him straight up if it's going to be Saturday, Sunday, or we're going to have to get it midweek next week sometime. So, with their past performance, they waited a month and a half. So, I don't know. We'll see if it's pre-Christmas or post-Christmas. But that kill was fantastic. I was so mad. I wanted to be on it. If I had known they were doing it, I would have been like, let me in it. Because I had been on and I had talked about it that night actually, that these pilots over in T5Z are basically playing chicken, and they lost real hard. And from the rumblings on Reddit, that wasn't even the guy's Revenant. He was borrowing it from somebody who wasn't playing the game right now.
Was it now? That's
Now that's just some of the things I saw and heard, but you know, if the owner wants to straighten this, you know, set the story straight, that would be fine. So
that would be interesting.
I don't know if 40 dreads were quite necessary to kill just the Revenant, but hey, they got the bonus levy. I'm surprised they went for a levy though. I thought they were tankier.
So the Rev was borrowed. That was confirmed. That's interesting. That's oh god. I couldn't even think about borrowing someone's Titan, let alone their faction Titan, and then losing it. My question is, now I was busy with some other things when the whole Revenant thing took place. How the hell did they get the Revenant untethered?
Can you drag Greg again?
Yeah,
I don't know.
He was fixing his camera. But how did they get?
Okay, because I was gonna say it's not up there.
Yeah, how did we get the Rev to untether?
He did it to himself. He kept smart bombing the little fleets we had running around.
Yeah.
What?
So they kept lighting Sinos on their Keepstar, and of course, like Theta, we've killed a Black Ops on their Keepstar right in front of them before they lit a Sino. So, you know, take a recon that's not necessarily that tanky. We were killing a bunch of them, so they started getting mad and they started smart bombing. But instead of just using battleships like a normal person, they started using their Titans and their supers, including this Revenant. You know, and the guy kept doing it, so he became the target of choice.
Yeah, when Dawn first started talking about it, like I told her to shut up because I fucking knew there was some plan in the background, and if Dawn kept talking about it, other people might try it before it was time.
So I'm
like, Dawn, I was like, Dawn, that's a stupid idea. Don't do it.
So I think
I kept saying
there was a funny little thing that happened this week that I thought I would just mention. I was backseating a newer skirmish commander earlier this week when he took out a Ferox fleet to go deal with some baddies out in Delve. And next thing you know, the Horde response fleet comes in and they're flying Munins. And so I'm like, all right, we got to pull out of here, right? Am I a little bit quiet here? There we go. That should be a little bit better. But basically, what happened was he whatchamacallit, I lost my train of thought now. Anyway, the Munin fleet came in, and we were like, okay, so we got to pull out of this. So we start tethering up to one of our structures, and we're just watching this Munin fleet while we're waiting. and I noticed the Munin FC. I can't remember the character's name, but the monitor that was FCing that Munin fleet, he was about 200 kilometers away from the rest of his fleet that were anchoring on him, and he was just burning prop mod on. Right, his Munin fleet apparently didn't have their props on, which I don't understand. How do you have a Munin fleet and not have them anchor with their props on? So this monitor is just 200 kilometers out, and so my fleet, the fleet that I was FC, that was backseating, is just sitting there, and I'm like, hey guys, if you want a good laugh, look at that monitor over there. That's just, completely burning away from his fleet, and the whole fleet starts laughing about it. And not even 5 minutes afterwards, this monitor just turns around and warps back, and I'm like, I swear to God, there's a Horde spy in our fleet. And I know that for sure because that monitor wouldn't have noticed if nobody said something to him.
He said it took 5 minutes for them to do anything, right?
Yeah, they
Maybe
just
he
sat
went to
there.
pee.
Maybe he left to pee. I don't know, but I'm like 90% sure that there was a spy on that fleet, and I was laughing my ass off at it because they were trying to hell camp a Ferox fleet of all things, and that whole fleet was funny to me this week, and that's like the one interesting thing that's happened to me.
We did get to forget. We forgot to introduce. We have who's on today. There's a couple returning regulars. Obviously, we got Dox and Ragnar here. Ragnar hasn't spit fire yet, but I'm waiting for it. But Ryak is here again, and then Greg is usually in chat, and I want you to keep that up. Keep chatting away. But Greg is usually in chat, but Greg is a proud Thetan, and Greg is one of my favorite people in Sundering and in Good Swarm. He is our wonderful Canadian.
Yeah, and I'm just
Thank you.
the guy that likes feet. So like I'm just like I'm no one's favorite.
I like you, Ryak.
Going back on what Mifune, I've heard rumor that there is on both sides a good counter espionage and espionage network.
Oh,
I'm not sure if it's true.
The espionage on both sides has been fantastic, and I'm not going to say any more than that because obviously hush about things. I cannot fucking speak today, but the espionage on both sides has been far beyond what we could have thought in a war on this scale.
There's a war?
Yeah,
Another thing,
there's
plans.
war.
I mean,
Sorry,
I
like
guess
Don was
so.
talking about plans, and the Pappy or Passy or the Coward Coalition or whatever you want to call them, like they have the plan to invade. But I think that's what's remiss is that our dudes have plans too. We're not just sitting here with our thumbs up our ass. We've got plans and
You're not?
very well. I don't personally have any plans, but
Well,
I'd imagine our people that do the strategy of all this entire thing.
Well, according to Paspy,
They know what's going on, right?
According to Reddit, we apparently do have our thumbs up our asses.
I mean, they can, think what they want to think. I don't know how this feel this week. This week started off pretty high, and then obviously the Keepstar got stolen, which was like kind of like we're all looking around like, what happened?
I want to see Pittsburgh prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law over that. That's fucking blatant theft, and it's ridiculous, and it shouldn't happen.
So
It had our name on it.
Convene space court.
So I don't know what happened with the Keepstars this week because I've been a bit out of the loop until late this week, but apparently a Keepstar unanchored or something when it wasn't supposed to.
Yeah.
I don't know the story behind that.
Yeah, I mean that thing is the most of us don't know like why. Even I don't know if big boys even know why.
I mean,
but basically,
I can't tell you
what happened right now. You can't tell us. See, Ragnar always knows all
the
the juicy
situation
stuff.
or why they're fucking around with the Keepstars.
No,
I knew why they were fucking
more
around
of
with
just
Keepstar.
why did the Keepstar unanchor?
Can't tell
I mean,
was it supposed to unanchor? Was it not?
No, I don't.
I
believe
mean, what do you
It
think?
wasn't supposed to
So
unanchor. I know that.
I think it had something to do with an iHub payment or something that never went through, or something stupid like that.
It might
instead
have
of
been
game
a
mechanic
three-way
was-
gone wrong.
Yeah,
What if that was
probably.
it? What if like Pittsburgh was showing up to like a party and he and everyone else got the wrong date on the invitation? It's like, I guess I'll take the Keepstar as a consolation prize.
I think it was a lot of sour grapes over the fact that Pittsburgh's fucking beloved Penguins will never, ever win another Stanley Cup.
Oh, shots fired. Love it.
Go Leafs, go.
Oh, that's right. You're Canadian, so you're like, I've seen the Leafs play in person. I was like 10. How old would you have been, like, Greg?
I don't know. It was probably a long time ago, Don. You're gonna
Greg
date
was
yourself
probably
right
like
now.
30 when you were 10,
Yeah.
something like that.
Roundabouts.
Around the boots. Oh, there's some
Where did
fight
you see them
words
play, Don?
in Toronto. I remember being up in the high seats. Like, we were at level with the like top of the stadium-ish almost. Like, I remember I couldn't actually see the jumbotrons because like there was something in the way. I had my big old
Was it
glasses
someone's head?
on. I had big old glasses on, and I think I was wearing leopard print overalls because I had like a leopard obsession for like 15 years.
That's hilarious.
I saw my first homeless person in Toronto. I had
Aw.
never seen a homeless person before.
Or maybe you just didn't know you'd seen a homeless person before.
That could be
Sometimes you
true.
just can't tell.
I just found it odd someone sleeping like in the snow
Okay,
in
you saw
April.
your first obvious homeless person before.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
that
only saw
there's
the
not
Leafs
homeless
once.
guy. That there's
Oh.
Jeff. He's just coming home after a night out.
Being a hoser.
I used to go up to Toronto to go to government. It was like a nightclub. And now it's shut down.
I've always wanted to go to Canada and visit, but I never got the chance.
Well, I mean, there's some great Eve players up there and some bad Eve
I
players.
visited Canada to smoke weed.
Whoa.
Isn't it like a 2-hour drive for you?
Depends on where you're going.
There's like a Canada Eve North, I think, in Toronto every year, but like we have to get through this plague first, right?
True.
Yeah.
We do.
I almost ended up in Canada in college on accident because I went to Michigan State University, which is in Lansing, Michigan. And we were going to Detroit for, of all things, an anime convention. I was a weeb in college. Not super bad, but weeb light. But in Detroit, the main interstate down to downtown in Detroit, at some point the last exit just says to Canada. And I'm like sitting there freaking out because I've never driven around in Detroit and I didn't know where to go to like get the fuck off. So I didn't end up having to go to the border patrol.
You pull up. Do you have a passport? No, I just want to go home.
I just want to go to the convention. And the thing is, I was wearing costumes. So like I had an Izumi costume from Full Metal Alchemist. I hadn't painted the blood on my mouth yet, but like still, like I wear like a lab coat with my like shoulders or the sleeves cut off and my hair like braided up to try and make it look like her hair. So the only reason why we got off is I was like, oh, there's the casino. That's by the hotel. And I'm like, phew.
So when I was 15, I went to an anime convention because I had an
When you were
ex-girlfriend.
15, like 8 months ago?
Look,
Okay,
we're
continue.
not making. Well, I went to an anime convention once here in Raleigh, North Carolina, because my ex-girlfriend was a weeb. And the thing is that when we got there, I realized there was a whole section for gaming and like steampunk stuff, which is kind of stuff that I was into back then. And so I found a thing that was Cloud's sword from Final Fantasy, but it was it was a steampunk like version of it. It was like really fucking cool. It was like $500 because it was life size. I was like, I want that so bad. And so I go into the steampunk section, and my ex-girlfriend literally is dragging me by the arm out of that section before I spend all of my fucking money there.
Oh, dear Lord. So.
Did you get lucky
In what way?
with your
What do
ex-girlfriend?
you think?
Well, let's see. I broke up with her when I was a sophomore in high school. I broke up with her because she constantly refused to compromise.
Because you're 15?
Because I was 15. And I
Wait
dodged a bullet.
Wait a second. She constantly refused to compromise.
Yeah, so like we would have petty fights like every day. Like,
dear.
I want to
Well,
like.
wait a
I'd
second.
be like,
she went out with you, so obviously she was fucking compromising, right?
Got him.
Got him.
no.
I'm sorry, dude. Continue.
No, we got in
make
stupid
me
shit. Like,
wild.
yeah, I'd be like, yo, I want to watch like something on Hulu, like Family Guy or something, and she'd be like, no, I want to watch this anime, and she wouldn't give up until we would always
Mifune,
watch. What
you're
she
gonna have to
wanted.
learn to
Always
like
eat at the places that she would want to eat, and it was
gonna
always
have to
what
learn
she
to let
wanted
that
when she
go.
wanted. Oh, I know.
No, don't let it go. Fucking fight to the end.
You're gonna have to choose your battles someday,
I
sir.
let it.
No, you won't. You
I
could
let
always
it go.
win.
All right.
Oh, I forgot Ragnar's a top, so he thinks what he wants goes.
I
What do
wanted
you
to
mean
bring something
think?
up.
It's I know, bitch. Don't even like come at me like that. No.
I wanted to bring a
Terrifying.
question up for the people in chat, and thanks for watching Theta Thursday. I don't know if you saw in the news, but they got this monolith thing in Utah. I don't know if you guys saw that.
Dear
Oh
Lord.
my god.
Anyways, but the news had been wondering about its origins, and I put it down to 3 different origins, whether it be Triglavian of origin, Edencom of origin, or Ferengi. So if you guys want to vote in chat, the
Oh yeah, do we have
the
to?
winner,
Do
It
we
was
have
the winner of where
polls?
it, of will get 100 million isk.
It was the Jove Empire.
What do you mean winner? Like you'll send 100 million isk to like the Triglavians?
Yeah.
No,
what
no,
do
I'm
you
gonna
mean
pick somebody
winner?
random. I'm gonna pick somebody random with the right answer. If it's Triglavian, Edencom, or Ferengi. I'm making this up as I go along, guys. So
Yeah,
give me a little
clearly.
bit of
Love
fucking.
it.
So, anyways,
I am
whoever
liking
gets
it.
it right, the Utah monolith,
Anyways,
Triglavian,
I want.
Edencom, or Ferengi in chat. While these guys yap on about whatever they're yapping on about.
No, it's the Jove Empire.
Continue.
What are you talking about?
So I'm just wondering, like, Horde has said that their goal is to grind down and destroy all the faction forts and keep stars in 1DQ, and that came out last week ish.
Last
I don't
week,
remember,
yeah.
dude. Time's a fucking blur.
First they gotta go for Fountain because they missed like 3 forts and some jump bridges. So they're gonna go take care of that
Well,
first,
anyway,
and then they're gonna come
but
back.
I'm just saying, if they've been like shaking the tree, like coming into 1DQ and starting shooting stuff, and they're basically just like testing our response to see if like we won't form as strong and whatnot. So I just wonder how much longer they're going to keep do that, because clearly it's not fun to get you form up 3 fleets. It's like, yeah, we're gonna go fucking kick the goons ass. Like, we got 500 people, they have a 200-man fleet, let's go stick a dick up their ass. And then just all of a sudden, nope, we're going back.
Nope.
Like, you shoot all the Tech 1 bubbles, you don't even ref any of the jammers or the jump bridge. It's just they touch all our shit, and then as soon as we like come out with a stick to beat them with, they all run off like the mangy mutts they are.
There it is.
Well, didn't you hear? They have 2 strategies going on. They're being like, if I poke a 400-man mutant fleet through the 1DQ gate, what's gonna come after me? And then 2, they're poking, oh my god, we're going, haha, making goons form, haha. All right, now stand down, pussies, and go like fucking resume your Netflix. And then they want to wear us down and make us go play like Cyberpunk or some shit rather than playing Eve. And it's like, no, that's not really how this works. Because I don't know about you guys, but when I'm playing Eve, I'm sitting in 1DQ in my Munin. while watching my Netflix on my second and third monitor or whatever, while playing Counter-Strike or something, and then I get a ping, oh my god, Horde's forming, let's go fight. So I close down my game, pause my Netflix, and then get in fleet, go fight, and then when Horde runs away 5 minutes later, I just relaunch my game and relaunch my Netflix and wait for the next fight. And I have my fun. I have plenty of fun doing that. So I don't know what this whole plan to wear us down is.
Redline, I don't know what the Serb Fleet's doing right now. I'm here, hosting a show.
Probably kicking your ass,
sure having
Redline,
fun,
you
though.
cheap punk.
Yes. Hey, Redline, I don't know if you heard earlier, I did give you a kudos. So I'm going to be nice to you tonight. I'm going to try to be nice to everybody on PASP tonight, just because I felt like we went really fucking hard on them last week and the week prior.
She says as she insults them with PASP.
Well, that's light, okay? It doesn't mean I'm not going to poke fun at them. That's the whole point of this game, is to poke fun at each other. But I will say, did anybody else watch Tuesday?
I did not. Sorry.
That was fucking brutal. Like, they haven't wanted me to come on, but I wasn't feeling it. I was tired, and so I just listened, and it was just poor Brisk, poor Bill. They had I got to give them credit. They fought back against 15 not brightest crayons in the boxes, all spouting out about money or something. I don't know.
People only have enough blood for one head.
And I, listening, and I was like, why is there so much yelling right now? I don't think Billy likes Bill at all. At all. And Billy, the way he was talking and how most of the people were, it's basically they would try to get you to say something the way they wanted you to say it. And when you didn't, it pissed them off so much that they would try to circle logic you round into saying what they wanted you to say. And it's you're asking questions that only a select few could answer completely. So all we can go off of is what we have. And it was crazy to watch. I'm just dear God, everyone's so mad. And it took him an hour to get through war bonds. It took us 5 minutes. We could still talk about more of them. Once again, buy your Fountain Franks from Fountain Frank. They're legit. Make sure you get that special edition L42069 Elite.
Fountain Frank is basically the FDIC of Eve.
So apparently Israd wants us to bring Mad Cows on. So I'd be more than happy to bring Mad Cows on for
Faux Hammer was potentially going to be on, but his child wanted to be a pain.
Mad Cows, get in here, get in Discord. I'll shove you in right now.
I'd like to give a shout out to Israd fucking guys, because they're awesome.
No. They are fucking awesome.
Not only with their Eve playing abilities, but their posting has taken the fucking forums to the next level.
I will say,
that's some good posting.
Wartime makes strange bedfellows, because literally for 3 years I was fighting PNF Smash and his band of merry men in Delve, killing supers and Titan, or killing supers and carriers and the like. And then they were like, "Oh, by the way, they're all joining us." And I'm like, "What's happening right now?" But I've talked with PNF after that, and he's a pretty cool dude, and obviously they're doing great stuff, and they're fitting in quite well. But it was still really fucking weird, and it's still kind of weird. It's I literally was fighting you a month and a half ago, and I was calling you horrible things in local a month ago. We Gucci, I guess. I don't know. So
I'd just like to give a shout out to Newslines. He won this week's quiz. So 100 million ISK for Ferengi is the origin of the Utah monolith. It was Ferengi. So congratulations, Newslines. When I log into EVE Online, I will transfer 100 million ISK to you.
I
Spend it wisely.
Don't give it to an enemy.
Unless he's not in the Imperium.
Wait. I gotta read this thing from Twitch chat, because my brain just had a hard time reading this paragraph apparently. But you're broke. Well, actually, no, you are broke. Well, I'll tell you this, broke. Let me tell you, but you are broke. Broke. You are broke through. You are. Let me explain. You're broke. That's
Why are we
basically how it
reading
went
this?
down. The Twitch chat, I'm having a hard time.
No,
Yeah,
he's
that's
he's
Roderick.
he's making fun of Tuesday. How basically there were like 15
They
people
were telling
trying
Brisk
to
and
Bill
that
gangbang
they're poor.
Brisk and Bill that no. So Billy at least was semi-honest about it. Like Billy's like, I don't think you guys are poor. I just don't think you're as rich as you think you say you are. And the rest of them were like, you're fucking broke, which is like not true at all. Who joined? Oh, hi, Mad Cows.
Hi, Mad Cows. How's it going?
Hello.
Oh, this guy.
Howdy.
So before we continue further, normal Twitch chat rules. Don't say bad things or attack people in the chat. But other than that, welcome. Don't get naked. Actually, I guess you're not on camera, so it doesn't matter.
Matt
So-
Cows, I'll give you more
Yeah,
ISK
Greg,
if
what
you
happened
get
to your
naked.
camera?
It wasn't working, I
It
guess.
broke.
We'll figure it out sometime. Yeah, you guys are supposed to see Greg in his beautiful glory of his like Viking beard and his like super chill room, but no.
He showed me his feet earlier. I give him 8 out of 10.
So,
I've been
Mad
doing
Cows,
my
how are
own
you doing tonight?
pedicures, right? So
Mad Cows, how are you doing tonight?
yeah, Mad Cows. What's what nefarious plans have you up your sleeve, sir?
Did he die?
I have no plans.
How's your carrier?
I managed to loot enough
From
things
yesterday?
off the field that that I didn't need to self-destruct it.
Yeah, so yesterday we were with Jay. And we were just ganking shit in T5Z, and we were just taking scalp after scalp after scalp, whether it was a Sino ship or like what else did we kill? We killed a few Onyxes. Like that one time they warped like a kitchen sink into us, and we just deleted them, and then Horde is like, stop warping to them because you're all just gonna die. And so there was some shiny shit. We killed like a remote rep Loki that had like all C types and other stuff.
We got a Macarial.
And Mad Cows was there
Did you get a
to
carrier?
scoop all.
Macarial.
Oh, but
He didn't have to self-destruct his carrier to get ISK.
Yes, I'm extremely poor right now. If you could send me,
didn't you steal a Leviathan at the beginning of this war? What happened
yeah,
to
it's
that?
still for sale. 250 billion.
Yeah, that's why you're so poor.
So you're donating that Titan to the Mifune Titan Fund, right, Mad Cows?
Actually, it's my first Titan I've ever had.
No,
So
I remember when that
you're
happened.
donating it, right, to the Mifune Titan
No.
Fund, right?
Give Mifune nothing. He's irresponsible.
250 bills.
Oh dear lord.
Mifune's like decision making is seriously flawed because he wants to move to Fall River, Massachusetts.
You are correct in that.
Extremely flawed. I lived in Massachusetts for 21 years. You don't want to go there.
But I do.
No, you're
Mifu-
crazy.
I am
Mifune
crazy.
wants to live the film Midnight Cowboy out in real life.
I want to no. What I want to do is I want to live in that area where you have to keep a baseball bat under every couch and bed in the house.
Baseball, man.
That sounds fun.
It is
But-
fun sleeping under a baseball over a baseball bat. You mean a gun? No. Maybe depends on what area you in Fall River you go to.
You
What are
know,
the prostitution
I remember.
laws in Falls River, Massachusetts?
I think they're illegal like everywhere else.
Just giving you some options, kid.
What's legal everywhere else?
Illegal everywhere else, except
Okay,
for
but what are you
Reno or
saying?
whatever. Prostitution.
It's not legal in Massachusetts. It used to be.
I know, that's what I
legal in
said.
It used to be legal in Providence, Rhode Island, up until like 2009 or 2010, and then they banned it.
Did
Hey.
you lose a job, Ryak?
Hold up.
No, but I went there a few times.
Speaking of the fix Mifune's PC parts, I actually fixed my entire PC, and my network this week. So be proud. I am currently running at 12.3% CPU usage for the stream tonight. And you know what it was? It was all the video files of all the CCP assets for people's characters and whatnot. All the videos of them breathing and shit was taking up all the computing power.
I still feel like you set something up wrong because it shouldn't, but you know, I literally was Greg got to watch it. You know, I was testing out streaming with Redline, showing me how to do it, and so like he sent me some of those videos, and so Brisk, Mittens, and Billy were playing RimWorld with me for a while on stream while we were like messing with stuff and chatting and stuff like that. And my CPU had no problem, so something.
Yeah, it's
So,
something.
am
It's
I
something
the
with my
only?
CPU. So it's something with my CPU. My i7 interacts with OBS weird, and there's so many forum posts on like the OBS forums and stuff about people using the Intel i7s and how for whatever reason they break under OBS. So that's what it is. If I get a new CPU, then I could have those video files perfectly fine. But my current CPU model.
So am I the only one here that's like just noticing that Dox's avatar thing is fixed and actually has a second shoulder pad now?
Yes, I
Looks
fixed
really
it.
good.
It's among the things I fixed.
Mifune, as far as your CPU goes.
It looks like that's the image I cropped and sent to you about 50,000 weeks ago.
It's actually not. I actually captured that today.
So Mad Cows, we're kind of ADD on the show if you haven't figured that out yet. But I did want to ask because when it first happened with that Leviathan steel, Villy and every one of them were protesting that it was fake. Can you go on record and tell us if that stolen Titan is real or fake?
It was definitely taken from test.
And did you take it out of a POS, or was it just like sitting in space, or what are you at liberty to share?
There's a couple stories going around of where I found it. I just let them run wild with it.
I've heard the story that it was in an abandoned POS that apparently Villy and PGL said that POS never existed in the first place. I've heard the story that the Titan was a part of a spy that was within Test's Titan army that was done with the spy character, and so they flipped the Titan over to goons. I've heard the story that a test pilot ejected out of his Titan accidentally and lost internet, and then that's when it was stolen.
See, that's a possibility on that last one. Like,
did you just literally roll up and be like, "What up? There's a Titan for sale"? Yoink.
Pretty much. Like, I spent 4 days.
You had to inject, right?
Yeah, I had to inject it, and then I had to spend an incredible amount of time, like, just getting it to a safe Astra house. And then I was sitting off the Astra house for like a day, and people yelled at me for doing that. I was like, I don't know what I'm doing.
I don't know anything about Titans.
That's some pretty incredible stuff, dude.
Just
Way
make
to go.
make sure you bridge to and not jump. Then you will be fine.
I don't know. Bo was fine after he jumped instead of bridged on Leviathan. I'm sure it'll be fine.
Yeah, I did it once. I jumped into a system where there was an active wormhole into fucking Theta with Volta coming in and out. And we were in fact bridging a fleet to go and roll the hole, and I jumped to the beacon instead of bridging. So my fat ass rag is just sitting there. And there's no keep star in the system. I'm like, well, guess this is how I fucking lose my first Titan.
It's just the shittiest timing for it, too. Like, can't do anything fun with it. Because I'll just get blobbed.
So the question in chat is, what Titan do I have the skill for? I currently have the Amar Titan skill book, but I am glad to accept any Titan, to which I will then sell that skill book and buy the skill book for the other. Because my Titan skills, I can technically fly every Titan. I just have the ISK put aside to buy the 1 hour skill book for the Titan. I literally have every skill. I literally have the skill for all of the cap swarm. Like, I have the skill for all the guns. All that stuff's taken care of. It's literally just buying the hull for the Titan and buying the modules themselves that I need, and that's it.
Mifune, I don't like that I can only see one of your hands and the screen is shaking
Look,
rapidly.
I'm sorry. Okay,
Oh,
my
Well, you know,
desk is very
handshake.
sensitive.
My first Titan came from Sundering, actually.
Oh, nice.
aw.
I bought it. I forgot. I know his name IRL, but I forgot his name in game. He's not in
Was it-
Sundering anymore.
Was it Captain Barra?
No,
The Jock?
I forgot his name. No, he's an
Oxnard?
American dude. He lives in
Oxnard?
Wisconsin.
It's Oxnard.
Just the fact that there was somebody named
No,
Captain
it's not
Barra
Ox.
reminds me of the pet raccoon I had when I was a kid, and his name was Captain Explosions.
Hi, Brisk.
Howdy,
Hi,
Brisk.
everybody. How are
Captain
you?
Explosions.
Hey,
Yeah,
hey,
dude.
Mifune, can you put up the picture I sent you for Brisk's
Oh, yeah.
character?
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'll
no.
put it up instead of Ryak.
Don.
What?
It was
What
routed.
do you mean you'll put it instead of
Oh.
me? Get the hell out of here.
Fine, I'll
So I got my
replace
first
Ragnar
Titan
then.
from. He built
Yeah,
it for me.
He doesn't care. Please, Ragnar. How are you doing tonight, Brisk? Are you recovered from that, like, verbal abuse?
lashing.
that
It
you
wasn't verbal.
received?
All right. Other than the fact that that Rundle guy, who I have no idea who he is, I don't know
He's
why
such
he's
a
even on that
dick.
show. Likes to freak out every time I call myself a line member and called me an idiot and some other stuff. That made me laugh. But other than that, everybody else was fine. Veli yelled a lot, but I mean, I think that's just because the strain of the war is getting to him. He's starting to crack up a little bit. Under
That's
the
what
pressure.
you would not say what he wanted you to say. And I think that
Well,
was driving him nuts.
This is the thing. It's like I keep trying to. I mean, this is one of the other things that frustrates me. It's like I do this for a living. Okay, I'm not trying to puff myself up or anything, but I'm a lawyer. I'm a politician. I'm a lobbyist. I spin stuff all day long. I provide my view. I can argue the other guy's points as well as they can because I have to, so I can argue our points back. Bad narratives and constantly changing goalposts and stuff drive me crazy. I also hate it when I get accused of making strawman arguments when I'm not, when I'm literally just expressing what these guys are saying. And it just makes me laugh that for 6 months of Vili and the test guys all trying to start, I mean, they started the war, him and Pickleman both started the war with goons are running out of money, goons are broke, they're not going to be able to afford anything, blah, 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 blah. And then they pull the same shit on in it. And and it's cutting their SRP. Oh, they're broke. They're not going to be able to afford anything. And now all of a sudden, it's not that we're broke; it's that we don't have as much money as everybody thought. Okay, dude, that's literally not what
I'm
you've
sorry,
been
we
saying
only
for the last
had
6 months.
15 trillion hanging out.
I'm broke. You can totally send me yes.
Thank
See, there you go,
for
Brisk.
adjusting the picture, Mifune. I was about to have a stroke looking at it just in the center
Brisk,
of
do
the
you see
screen.
your?
My wife
your
is going to
profile
love
picture?
that picture. By the way, I got a screenshot.
Have you not
this.
seen that thread, Brisk? The
I
thread
think
is
I did, but it
Goonswarm
was a
run
long
by
time. It was the
cats.
cat. It's the cat. The goons say cats one. Yeah,
The
that's right.
Meowtani. Yeah,
She has seen it. She's seen it then. I
it's
did
so
show her
cute.
that. She loves that one.
I was like, bring it back. I want to do this today.
It's a good one. I like that. But it's just like the whole war bonds thing was just, it just makes me laugh because these guys they pull one or two innocuous statements and then they create this whole world
Narrative,
around them,
yeah.
and it's not even a narrative. It's just like they start repeating it, and they hope that if they repeat it enough that people will believe them. And I just have to giggle because I mean, yeah, it works sometimes. You still got random schmucks who think, "Oh, the codes are sound like war bonds," which was why my meme was so good.
I love it. It's so good.
You know what I
Good
think
stuff.
about war bonds?
But it's like, oh god,
I think if war bonds are something that's viable, that clearly demonstrates that our members have enough money to fund this war. Otherwise, you wouldn't bother with war bonds.
well, that's
Well,
part of the
always
joke.
been Goonswarm.
Bill and I were saying this last night, and it was actually, and Dominark was saying it too. It's like if you guys are trying to make the argument that if you sell war bonds, it means you're losing. U.S. sold a lot of war bonds in World War II, and I don't think we lost. It's something that you do when you need liquid ISK, when you need liquid money. When you don't want to just print stuff on a credit card, you go and you get it, especially if people have it. and you pay them back when the war's over, and there you go. And
I mean, it's a gamble.
not like
you know.
you are gambling that the alliance is not going to die. Yes, but I mean, come on.
Yeah, it's a pretty safe investment. Fountain Frank himself is even backing them up.
Exactly, and you cannot
But
trust that.
going off of what Brisk said earlier, how they take the most innocuous piece of information, try to spin a whole thing out of it. Take the dysfunctionals leaving.
Lead
Like, I
people.
personally knew a
3.
lot of their leadership, and I was, friends with them, so I actually kind of came as a shock that it happened. But then
That
to
lot of
see,
their
and
leadership
so I,
is 2 people. But carry on.
well, yeah, but still, I knew some of them. I knew them
Yeah.
personally, and so when Billy made that post on Reddit, I'm like, dude, you're saying, an active PvP corp has left like Goonswarm for you guys? Like, have you, even if you didn't know them personally like I do, if you just looked at their Z kill, could you really say
So
that they were a PvP corp?
if you got the
Like,
entirety
no
of that
offense,
core,
I'm sure like people maybe like Port Cleaner or someone else, maybe they're good at PvP. I don't know, but that's like one person out of their, what it was at the time, like maybe 100. What's it down to now?
it was like
50
96
less.
characters with about 20 real people or something like that. If you got that
Yeah.
entire core, put them in the fleet, that's not even like, that's barely a
full fleet.
small gang fleet, let alone like anything else.
It was just so blatant, like, because A, me knowing them personally, knowing, they're not a PvP corp and all that, and B, Z-Kill, I just, like, why would you ever try to make something out of this when it's nothing? Like, yeah, I guess you could have made something out of them flipping the fort, because, that kind of sucks, and, it's strategic, but really, like, we did the same thing, and not even a peep out of you guys, and said, oh, it wasn't that bad, we took all the Sov back right away.
Yeah, even though
But
they
then as
lost
soon as a
all of their
corp
jump
gets
bridges
kicked,
and stuff like that.
yeah, and a corp gets kicked, and they flip a fort because, I don't know, I guess they said they couldn't sell it to anyone. Whether that's true or not, I don't care. I'm not here to argue that. But they flipped a single fort, and Billy comes out here with a post saying, oh, this PvP corp, they got kicked out because the CEOs are just trying to save the corp, and blah, 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 and all that. And I'm like, dude, you could have picked the one thing that was actually news and spun something decent out of it, but you chose to like go for the whole thing, and it just like you're getting sloppy,
this
man.
is the problem. Let me teach. I will give you. Brisk will teach you how to spin in 3 easy steps. And this is what Villy has not figured out, and this is why what Mittens and I and the rest of us that do this why we do it so well. These guys have spent the last couple of years watching bad spin after bad spin after bad spin, and they've got in their head that all they have to do is take a headline and then make shit up about it, and that's good spin. And it's never good spin. The best spin is you take something truthful, like a true statement, and you just shine it up so that it looks better than it really is.
Yeah, like in Philly, like I said, easily. Oh, we flipped a fort and fountain. Now we're gonna butt fuck in it again. Like, okay, great. You could have made something out of that, but you decided to overreach.
Can
Like,
confirm
and that was the
how
thing.
it works. I used to work for NBC. Remember?
Right, and that's how you. I mean, like, look. For example, I'll tell you, the favorite spin that I've done so far in this war was what I did last week on the Meta Show. Not last week, 2 weeks ago on the Meta Show. The big story was Test does their soda, and they're going to live in Delve, right? So, what did we do? Our top story was Test evacing Esoteria. That shit is funny because it's not wrong. It's true. They are. But it doesn't tell the whole story. And that's why it's good spin. But they can't say you lied because they're literally going to have to do that if they move to Delve. Yeah, so they're evacuating their space. That's why it's funny. And that's why, like, when you take talking stations the other night when they were giving me a hard time, they asked, what's the price of Corms on Horde contract?
I remember that. You were talking about that.
So I pulled it up. I don't know. Who the hell knows what Matterhorn wants to talk about on his show?
I was listening to that. The whole stream
I pull it up
silly.
and I screenshot it and I show them there are 32 mil Corms. That's what they cost. They're on sale here in T5Z. and they flip out calling me a liar because there happen to also be cheaper ones too. But there's like a whole page worth of 32 mil corms. I wasn't lying. This is true. This is what it is. Somebody is selling 32 million S-forms on Alliance contracts. That's not a lie.
Clearly, you put them all yourself.
They don't get it. They don't get it.
No.
Like, the best spin has to be true. It's just the way you present it. And they haven't figured that out. They think that they can just lie about shit and that everybody's going to laugh. And if they've repeated it enough, that it'll be good.
Can we like shift gears a little bit here? Can we talk about that Merkel Chen like rant that was fucking hilarious? I was dying laughing the entire time.
I did not get to watch it. I didn't.
You go watch it right now.
Look,
it's pretty good rant.
It takes like 10 minutes. Continue to watch it.
I'll watch it after the show.
Don, send me a link to it after the show.
YouTube's. This can't be that hard.
Should I just play it on stream and then we can all discuss?
No, we don't have to play it again because it's a long one.
Is it a long one? Okay. All right. So someone sum it up for me, and then I'll watch the whole thing after the show.
So basically, Merkel Chen had a long rant or a TED talk towards CCP, asking them to stop making the game absolutely unfun and horrible to deal with. It was like, my favorite line was like, "Are we gonna have a TSA pat down before we undock from stations now? Are we what was the other one? Having to do some exercise before we can start our first day on?"
And the next patch will include your ex-wife is now your dentist and things like that.
Okay, I posted in Theta Thursday show.
Including hemorrhoids was mine.
But yeah, speaking of that, if y'all ever want to discuss the show or topics surrounding what we talk about here on the show, please come join the Imperium News Network Discord on the Theta Thursday channel. And if ever, like, during the stream you want to link us something, like I know people like to link a couple battle reports or funny memes and stuff like that, you can link it straight into the Discord. And I always have it up right in the smack dab middle of my screen during the stream. And if you want to send us something to talk about it, you can send it right through the Discord. And I'll pick it up and do it right from there. It's fantastic.
I'm going to do a mid-show shout-out. Or Ragnar did put a lot of work into this. We made a Theta Squad Discord channel.
Oh my God.
So this is only for Theta Squad members and Theta friends. You all should join it. It is... Brisk, have you gotten a chance to look around yet? Because I know you're
a little bit. I haven't. There are areas in there that I'm afraid to go. Let me just be honest.
The Not Safe for Work channel.
Yes,
a political
I'm not going in there because I know how you guys are.
It would be so much better if there was a bot that had pictures of feet for me. But Ragnar's working on that, I think.
We'll find one just for you, Ryak, at some point.
I cannot wait.
Yeah, we've got the main channel. We got memes. This area just for memes. We have a political channel for everyone who wants to like squee about shit down there. I've muted that one, so I never have to look at it. So if you were in Theta Squad,
thank you, Talking in Stations, for raiding us.
Yay!
Talking in Stations with the raid.
Hello. Stay on that one channel. I have fully taken over one channel in there. But welcome anybody that's coming from Talking in Stations. Stay as long as you like. We're just hanging out here. That's kind of what we like to do. But I was just shouting out, if you're in the Imperium and you're in Theta Squad or want to be in Theta Squad, we have a Discord channel. If you're not in Theta and not one of our friends, Tough Nuggies, that's kind of how it goes. So, but anybody can join the INN Discord and talk to us there if they would like to. So, what is Theta? Well, that's a question that I don't know if I have the time to answer, but basically...
We'll go with New Bro Corp.
Theta's a state of mind. Theta's an attitude. Theta's the way you carry yourself when you enter a room.
Yeah,
That's
when people
Theta.
say, "Oh God, Theta's here."
Or, "Oh God, Theta's not here. My Rorqual is dying."
Which is honestly like every fleet that we join. It's like, oh great, Theta's here, because we just completely take over their fleet.
I'm sorry, we actually have personality and talk and hang out and like build relationships with each other. Shocker, right? Brisk,
Mifune doesn't have a
in your job, you have to
personality.
do
That's a
networking.
lie.
Brisk, you can attest to in your job the power of networking, right?
Oh, of course. I had to make a Mifune joke because he hasn't talked in a little bit, and that makes me nervous.
Look,
He doesn't say anything.
Mifune might
how
be a
does it
little
make me
worn
nervous?
out.
No,
You had
I'm
your
not
big
worn
job
out.
interview today, right?
I did indeed. I had a job interview.
Oh boy, what is it for?
It is for another burger joint job. It's at a little
Oh,
bit of
are
a.
they?
It's a little bit of a fancier burger place. The kind where you pay $40 for your burger and wait like an hour for it to come out. So it's a real.
Sorry, so McDonald's then? Is what you
No.
No, it's
sadly
a family
not.
restaurant.
It's actually a family-owned restaurant. It's a local restaurant here in town. They're offering me a lot more money than Wendy's could ever offer me. So it'll be fun. It's a bit of a tougher one because everything at this place is homemade. So like if we run out of ranch on a random Friday night, then I gotta make some more ranch in a giant like gallon bucket. So that's gonna be fun to do while serving like over 700 people on a Friday night.
So you look at all that ranch and you're like, man, that would be really great all over my face.
Oh
my God.
Not particularly.
Oh god. So $40 for a burger, that's like Iceland prices. That's impressive.
Well, that's like for the meal. So you get burger, you get fries, you get an appetizer. It's like a gourmet burger place. They got a lot. It's not just burgers. Burgers is their main selling point, but they got everything from like a meatball sub to crazy nacho appetizers. Like it's a full-blown restaurant thing. It's pretty great.
Is it called the Gnome and the Platypus?
It is not, actually. It's a brand new place. The family that made the restaurant just opened it up last year, and they've been able to stay in business with everything that's going on in 2020. It's crazy.
There's a place called the Gnome and Platypus here in Wilmington that they do all these like crazy exotic and gourmet burgers, like and then they have a food truck, and I went to the food truck the other day and had a camel burger, and it was fucking delicious.
Well, it's actually I've been to a place like that. I think it was called it was Duck something in Philadelphia right before I moved out of the city. But there was a place that had like a dolphin and duck mixed burger, where it was like dolphin meat and duck meat mixed together in a patty for a burger.
And I know Docs is gonna make a joke at me here, but they also have a poutine that has duck confit.
I don't even
Well, that
need
sounds
to make
great,
that joke.
actually.
You made it yourself.
Mifune,
sounds
you're
really
taking
good.
a. Sorry.
Duck confit is so fucking good.
Duck confit on poutine? I'll
With
take
poutine?
it. I'll eat
Yeah.
that shit right now.
Chris,
Really
come on down to
McCann
North
was
Carolina.
also-
I got it. You know, I haven't been down in a while. I need to go down to North Kakalaki and hang out with you guys and see what's going on. I really do. So, but I want to see Mifune get his new job because that'd be cool. I'd be proud of him.
That
Well,
would be cool.
Mifune is moving to Massachusetts in a month and a half, so you're not going to see him.
Is that official, or are you just talking about that?
That's
He's gonna
official.
go and live under a
We're most
bridge.
likely moving in late December, although we are considering
Right.
pushing it back to late February, ish.
Now,
Because
that's you and your 4 college friend or high school friends or whatever, right?
yeah,
Or is it you?
Yeah.
Okay.
it's
So-
a
But
guy
if
that I've
You
been.
know how well it's gonna go, right?
If you're not going to go and live under a bridge, Greg fucking lied to me.
Look, all I'm saying is Mifune should be maximizing his earnings. So I would suggest getting a cowboy hat and a pair of chaps and learning how to work the pole, dude.
Look, I could probably pass as a male stripper.
Oh dear Lord, no!
Well, I think you're gonna
for
have
sure
to.
no.
If you're going
So-
to a big city with no money,
Oh, who said I had
That's
no money?
probably
Wait,
how it
wait.
works.
Who said I had no money?
Wait. When did Falls River become a big city?
Yeah,
no, he's moving to Mass,
yeah, right
Isn't
outside of
Falls River a big town. I don't know.
No, Fall River is a suburban neighborhood that's right in between Providence, Rhode Island, and Boston. It's kind of
It's
like
not like you moved on to Martha's Vineyard or something, which is where I would move if I went to Massachusetts. But that's about it.
that's expensive.
Mifune
you
has
kidding?
very
That's the
limited
only place I
choices
would
here,
live in
Chris, remember?
Massachusetts.
If it's not under a bridge,
Martha's Vineyard is really, really awesome.
Love
I used
Martha.
to go there like every summer.
Me too. It's great. I wish COVID wasn't happening so I could go back because I was.
now Christmas is coming up. We've talked about Secret Santa last week. I'm signed up for 3 Secret Santas this year. And I don't think Gunswarm, it's the corp itself, Gunwafa has one, so I think I'm sticking just with 3. But I was thinking as a topic today, since we have a couple different types of guests in here, wish list for Eve. Like, what would you like to see them add or change in 2021?
Where's Incosis? Like,
Bring back
they
the
can come
mining
with
to
it.
how it was and put minerals back in the moons.
Did
or
you see the
regular ore
giant
back in
cock
the moons.
tease they had this week?
The
No.
moon
Whoa.
thing.
Yeah, like it was like super hush hush.
Here we
But like
go.
there's a thread of like moon ore returning to the moons in CC.
No.
And they're
That
like,
was
no,
people
it
being
just does it
dumb.
every now and then. They were like,
No,
it
it's
just
not even
happens every
that.
now and then.
It's they say flat out, and this has been the case for a long time, that the moons on CC have all the material in it because they use them for testing, and that was just people not understanding CC because they don't use it that often.
I don't
But it
care.
wasn't like a
It
hobo league
broke
thing
my
or
heart.
anything. It wasn't a change. It's just how it is.
It
So-
broke my heart.
I would
Poor
say normally I would say the red dot, but if that shit isn't fixed in 2020, I'm going to be livid. So there you go.
How hard is it to add a toggle option? You
Did
do it to the
see-
agency.
It's not hard. It's just getting them to do it.
So
That's the
did you see on when I browse the Eve Reddit, I mostly laugh at it. And so there was a post I saw this week that was just a link to a Netflix trailer for a movie called The Red Dot. And that's all the post was. It had no title, nothing. It was just a shared YouTube link of this Netflix movie called The Red Dot. And I didn't even watch the trailer, and I just started laughing my ass off when I saw that. Because I was like,
It's not funny, Mifune. The red dot is not funny.
It is
Also,
not.
I would just like to announce I have Bert and a cat burrito again. And this time
He's not happy with that.
I figured out how to tuck his arms in. So now he's like completely
Okay.
secure.
For those of you who don't know, Bert is Ragnar's cat that he updates us on regularly. And so that's why he's getting into burrito.
What did he do wrong
Yeah,
this
'cause
time, Bert?
He's scratching my couch again.
My cat's been trying to knock down the Christmas tree. He's only destroyed 1 ornament so far, which is good. But he's definitely plotting.
Yeah, I wake up and Bert's like fucking staring at me in the middle of the night. It always terrifies me because he's all black, so I don't see him. I just see his eyes.
Wow.
Like what little light there is
There
in
you
the
go.
room glinting off of him. Like, oh fuck,
So I'm looking
it
at
jolts me awake.
I'm looking at stuff that folks are asking for in the chat, and I have to say that I'm pleased that so many of the things that are on my list are things that people are asking for. So at the very least, you know that we're actively working on it if it's on my list. So things like Cloaky Camping, and I see Red Dot, obviously. I see
T2 capital ships.
T2 capital ships is not on my list, but I'll add it to the list. T2 salvage drones is on my list, so I'm working on that.
I was going to ask you, Mad Cow, specifically since you've been so gracious to just hang out with us. I know you don't normally.
I have a
enjoy
long
this.
list of stupid things I'd love to see CCP fix.
As I said, this is a wish list. It does not have to be even realistic. My wish list is that I would get my ability to mine back because I have a very expensive skin on my Urkel, and I want to be able to fucking mine.
Hey, Brisk,
Okay.
what
Mine with it.
about
It's gonna
what
get
about-
No,
blown
I
up.
can't risk. I cannot
Brisk,
mine
what
right
don't
now.
about
You don't
like
have
a
moons to
smart
mine?
bomb? What about like
No.
a smart bomb for
Why don't you have any
salvaging?
moons to mine?
Because all my moons were ore moons, so they all got turned into bullshit R4s. And then Pappy literally just blew up half of them this past week, and they're circle jerking about it. Like, let me give you a little hint here, guys. The reason why half of them were abandoned because we all forgot to fuel them because they're shit and no one gave a shit about them. Like, literally.
Yeah,
That's
that's
what
how you
happened.
unrent a moon. Is you just don't fuel it.
Yeah,
Don't
if
fuel
anyone gave a single shit about those moons, they would have been fueled.
Yeah.
They're all R4 bullshits. I promise you that. Anyways, so no, there's nothing to mine, and I can't.
What were you
mine.
saying about smart
So
bomb
increased.
salvaging?
Yeah, dude. So like so I've been doing a lot of stuff in a Noctis
Like a
recently,
vacuum,
right? So
right?
like, well, sort of. So, well, that was the other thing. In mining, you know how like when you blow up a rock, it like turns into dust. There needs
Oh
to be
no,
a
no, bad
vacuum. There
idea.
needs to be
Bad
a
idea
vacuum
is
to pick up all the
terrible.
dust that can compress into ore. But back to my original thought.
Maybe a space
So like I pull in like all these wrecks with my tractor beam, right? But then I have to sit there and be like, okay, let me use these 4 salvagers and sit there, you know, like why don't you like a freaking smart bomb that like explodes and like breaks down the wrecks, and then you just pull in all the shit.
So you
Or how
want
about
something in the
T2
game
salvage
that sucks
drones?
more
How
than
about
you
that?
do.
How about T2 salvage drones then? That'll fix that for you.
I mean,
that's
yeah, that too, but like the smart bomb thing to me is way cooler than drones.
so Mad Cows, you said an abyssal ECM.
Abyssal jams. Where are my jams?
You want some hella jams, abyssal jams. What other fun like? Because like I had a specific not rich Richmond person whining that we don't talk about plans or ideas or things like that. We just gossip all the time. So
Is this
here's our
bingo
idea.
bait?
Why can't there be a show that's just gossip? Why does every show have to be like highbrow?
I really don't want this
just
show
feel
to be
like
like Trash Talk Tuesday, like a bunch of fucking yap, yap, yap. There's a lot of feathers and not much chicken going on there, I'll tell you.
I will say the one dude that made me laugh the most on Trash Talk Tuesday was the dude from Requiem, who is desperately clinging on to like that 15 minutes of fame when we blew
Oh
up
yeah,
their
it was
line.
Data. I watched
It's really
that.
funny.
Like,
It's really funny.
like so Data was trying to like they're all trying to talk about how Rex not poor, right? No, you literally are. Necro stole your entire fucking wallet of 400 billion. We know you have nothing, and everything is from Daddy Test. At that point, like with us, we could at least be like, yeah, I'm sorry, I don't have 1.5 trillion just sitting in the bank right now because we're paying SRP, but we still got money in the bank. Unlike you guys, you have nothing. You
But I
got
thought because he kept saying like the Meta Show keeps talking about work. We mentioned you one time, dude. Like
your
once.
one
The other
episode.
day, Merkel Chen was saying that like a year ago they had a 2 trillion ISK in their wallet, and then like 6 months ago they had 2 trillion ISK in their wallet. And hey, guess what they have today? 2 trillion ISK in their wallet.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. Like Carver Fleet, it's pretty much the same. And that's
I think
why
Carver
I laugh with these guys, because if they honestly think that this war is going to end when one side or the other side runs out of money, it's not going to happen. And if they want to say goons aren't as rich as we think, you know, maybe the alliance is not, but the players sure as shit are. I'll tell you right now, and I'm not bragging, but I started this war with about 30 billion ISK in my wallet, and now I have 100 billion. I've made that much money during the war. And all of it really
is that counting the 25 billion donation you got on Twitch though?
That totally does, yes. And that's it. I mean, that's it's like, but I mean, granted, now I give away money all the time, so it comes and goes. But it's one of these things where it's like a lot of us, even with the war on, we still have a lot of ISK, and we're going to be okay. Now, yes, with all the changes being made, that's taking away the ability to people to catch up with us. That sucks. And you know, I think part of the point that Merck and I were trying to make, and Mittens was trying to make on the show last week, and you know, Merck and I talked about it today in the CSN meeting. It's like all of these changes are designed. I know that you guys are working on all these changes to make the ecosystem more, quote, healthy, but really all you're doing is you're letting those of us who made our money and got all the stuff we wanted to pull the ladder up behind us and not let anybody catch up, and that kind of sucks.
And
We're
sorry,
just hoping you
Logan.
guys quit so your money's not in the pool anymore to worry about.
Answer Logan. We discuss it so much because Pappy won't stop shutting up about it.
There's nothing else. Is there anything else to talk about? What else is there to talk about? Has anything happened this week?
Yeah.
Has
We
anything
killed the
happened this
Revenant
week?
and the Keepstar. That was about it.
So
Revenant on the Keepstar and the KTAX 6 fuck up. There's nothing else going on. This has been a very and it is not moving a low stick.
We had a fun fleet with boat the other day where we murked an entire Razor fleet, Cerberus fleet.
LB wants to talk about the drone aggro changes. We touched on that last week. Have they gone into the game yet, or are they coming up?
I think it's like
What do you
December
call it?
12th.
Drone
Or
aggro changes? That's not
Yeah.
happened yet. Not yet.
Okay, so not yet.
I assume
Here's my
I assume
opinion.
next Tuesday is
Um,
typical patch day.
It's a pain, but I will say a lot of people haven't brought up is the torpedo changes are like fucking dope on the Raven and the Golem.
Even on a Praxis, like I was doing like level 4 sites or whatever in a Praxis all last night, and it's like just crazy how fast shit dies.
I might have to refit my column from cruises to torpedoes if it's.
I know, that's what I literally just bought Caldari Navy because I have all the LP. I didn't care. Cruise
this
missile
mean-
launchers, and then it was like bullshit. Now I gotta get torps.
Does
Like,
this
Dang
mean
after I've
I
been
should?
telling you about this for like 2 weeks, you finally realise torps are better.
Yes,
This-
Ragnar, you need
Should
to
I
put
switch
torps
my
to a marshal.
Yeah,
Should
torps
I
on
change
my
out my rapid heavies
Yeah.
All right. Well, I
for
On a marshal, you
torps?
kind of do want rapid heavies, but like, it
Yeah.
depends.
I
Yeah,
will,
that's why I put it on. That's why I'm asking.
I will personally be right back. I have some family stuff going on
Did you
out
just say
of the
I
room.
will
So
personally be right back?
yeah,
Is that
well,
what you just said?
yes, I did. I'm sorry that. You know what? All right, I'll be
I don't
back.
know. I don't know why
I'll
LB's not going on. LB's your boy, Brisk, right?
Yeah, Opie's my hero. He has the best mustache in all of EVE Online.
I hear. I see that every now and then on the shows.
You guys should be happy because Mifune's gone, so he can't end the show. So you guys are stuck on here forever.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
that's
You
yeah.
can't leave.
we cannot leave.
You
So,
can-
Brisk, now Redline taught me how to stream, so now I could actually like stream my own shit, and I'm excited. So I
Oh,
haven't
God.
figured out what to stream yet. I don't know what game
You
to
haven't
stream.
figured out
for,
what
like-
to stream yet.
Yeah, like Eve stream like is oh so lucrative here.
You know what you should do? You really want to stream something and scare everybody? Just sit and spin your ship and stream Theta comms. That would scare the fuck
we're
out of
officially
everyone.
not allowed to do that.
Yeah,
Actually,
I don't think
you're
we're
not?
allowed to
Okay.
stream any comms
we're not allowed.
on Mumble.
Not unless we move to like a Discord or something like that. We can't stream just because like we do have a lot of
Not smart
it's not
people.
lately that, and we also have a lot of OPSEC stuff that can happen in there randomly. So, you know, shit be wacko.
I told you
I
what
don't
to
want
stream.
to go refit my column right now.
Oh, Brisk, you were playing RimWorld with me yesterday. And I was trying to practice getting everything set up so your model was sitting there over like a corner, and then Mittens was in the other corner. So
Mm.
that was a good time. Yeah, LB, like that's the weird thing about Theta Comms is it is the most open spy riddled channel with the most OPSEC stuff going on. Sometimes. So you never know what's gonna happen with it. Is Mifune back and trying to talk, or am I
Yes.
crazy?
No, I'm not trying to talk, but I am back. I was waiting for you to finish your sentence.
Why?
I just saw you like
Okay,
mouth
Mifune?
movement and nothing happening.
No.
I do like the random OPSEC stuff happening in Theta because
Have
that does
you-
happen pretty often. Oh, hey guys, look at that tread ping.
Have you come to terms with living under a bridge, Mifune?
Yes.
Well, you know.
Okay.
And it looks like Matterall's hanging out watching us today, which I think is a first. Is that a first?
That's good.
Yeah, I mean, like, you know,
Yeah,
I'll
Death Stranding's a great game. You should stream
When
that.
you
Tom.
get
He's right.
tackled and ransomed, you can scream, "Oh, no matter all," and they'll let you go.
no, I don't think that's gonna work out.
Well, I think the fun thing is that here on INN we have a special coming up sometime next week. We are going to be streaming Cyberpunk 2077, the much awaited for game, a game that I've been waiting for over 2 years since they first announced it. And we're going to be having a little special here on INN upon the game's release. I believe we're doing 3 different sessions of the game that is each going to be 4 to 6 hours long. That we'll be doing here, which is going to be fun. It's going to be fun to do.
I Are you doing it or who's doing it?
I'm doing it, and I think a few other volunteers are going to be joining me for it.
When is
I
that
might-
happening, Mifune?
It's going to happen on the 9th or 10th, I think, when the game releases. Pretty much what's going to happen is the game is going to go live. I'm going to download it as quickly as possible, configure all the settings for the game as quickly as possible, and then stream it. and that's pretty much what's going to
I'll come
happen.
bother you and be like, what does this mean? What is that? What's going on? Why aren't you doing this? You should do this with your character, and tell you how to play the game when I won't know how to play the game at all. It'd be great.
See, I'm going to try and preload it, but I'm not sure how Steam is doing the whole preload thing with it. I'm not sure if they're going to make it available to me the day beforehand or whatever. It doesn't tell me, and there's nothing I could find online that will say that Steam is letting people preload the game. So who knows? We'll see what happens.
For what? Cyberpunk?
Yeah. Whether or not we'll be able to pre-download it before release.
When does that come out again? Like the
December
7th?
9th. December 9th is when it comes out.
7 p.m. Eastern for me.
So
Yeah.
when is INN going to be streaming it, Mifune?
As soon as the game releases. When the servers are live, INN goes live.
So sometime next week.
Yeah.
Ugh. We need to get another gate camp background. You said you couldn't make the moving ones. Is it, or was it just the characters moving that was the problem?
Characters moving that was the problem. As far as the gate camp goes, it's getting close to when you go into the cinematic mode for Eve. You got to get really, really close to the ships, otherwise they just come as tiny specks. And it's hard.
Little dots.
It's hard to do that in the gate camp when all you see is giant white lights from the bubbles that are held camped there. So it's very hard to get a close up on the ships like that without it just being pure white blinding light.
Oh, I'm seeing a lot of chitter chatter. You know, since we have an init member here, you're a regular line member, so you can go off of your regular line member knowledge. Init's moving or going somewhere else, or what do you guys do?
Look, this is all horseshit, okay?
Well, no, I don't know what's going on.
We announced
Like,
3 weeks ago that we were deploying to Esoteria. We did our
Uh-huh.
first deployment with Bastion and those guys, and now we are bringing everybody else and redeploying again as part of our Esoteria operations. We're redeploying tomorrow. That's all. It's just we got to go. It's a long route to get there. It takes a while to get there because it's a pain in the ass to try to get down to that area of space. So we got to go through a bunch of areas to get there, and that's what we're doing. So it's not a big deal. We're not leaving. We're not quitting. I have all of most of my stuff is in 1DQ, and then all of my non-essential war stuff is in PC Fountain, where we live. We're not leaving. We're not moving out of Fountain. We're going to be there. Dark Shines and Bliss and the guys have all said flat out that, well, if we choose to leave Fountain, it will be of our own volition. Nobody's going to push us out, and that's true. And if Horde and the rest of those guys want to come back to try to class Fountain again, go right ahead. We don't give a shit.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask you about. Is like, how does it feel like? So Horde and them are making the push of like, I don't know, like try to like we're gonna teach you that lesson again, old man, or how many times we have to teach you again? And they're gonna go shoot the last like 3 Fortizars they forgot to shoot, and some jump bridges.
I don't know where this Antar-Logan guy is getting his shit from, but he's absolutely not. Most supers and Titans are being asset safety. No, they're not. They're all sitting in 1DQ with everybody else's Titans and supers. I don't know what to tell you. I got two Titans and a super sitting in 1DQ.
Which Titan are you talking about? Like, you gotta be specific as to where it is.
You know, it's just they're all in the same spot where they were. We never moved supers out of 1DQ since we left Fountain the last time. So I don't know what this guy's talking about, other than trying to spin shit, but not doing it well because he's not doing what I told him to do.
So I think the real funny thing is right after the Cute Star and T5Z was anchored, and they had like a whole Eagle fleet and like 3 different Munin fleets come into 1DQ, and the first thing I saw on the 1DQ on dock was the entirety of, well, not the entirety, but I saw like an entire fleet of Init carriers and Init Titans, and I was like, fuck yeah.
You know, I was chit-chatting with the enemy today because I just like talking to everybody.
Bye.
And Billy said, and I quote, only foreplay, no fucking. So we're never going to get a release at this point, apparently. I guess we're just never going to get this big Titan fight. Like
I don't.
that's
So
Like I
this is
said
never
before,
going to invade.
I don't think this thing's
Yeah.
ever going to happen.
No, see what's
never
happening.
gonna
Because
happen.
They don't want to risk. They don't want to risk it. And
But
if they're
it doesn't
not gonna
even.
risk it,
The thing
then
is,
why are we?
it doesn't even matter if Goonswart, like if Pappy just fucks off, like if just not Pappy, sorry, if just PanFam fucks off back to their space to go make money or whatever the fuck they want to do, which would be great, it'd be wonderful, be fine. Half our fleet, half our Titan fleet, is bigger than Test's entire Super and Titan fleet. We could
That's
still have
why
this
they're not
giant
gonna-
fight, guys, and
It's
we'd
not
still
going to
kick your ass
happen.
later.
It's not going to happen. That's why.
I'm
They are never
sorry.
going to take a fight. They're never going to take a fight where they have not stacked the deck in their favor, whether it's numbers or Sinojammer or whatever. That's it. They will sometimes, every once in a while, PGL will go out and whoop a fleet because it's what he does. But if it's Villy and the rest of those guys at the top with him that are making the decisions, they're never going to not fight unless they have everything stacked the way that they want it. And
I mean, it makes
they
sense.
think they have time. They think that all the time in the world is theirs. They can take as long as they want. But that's just the reality of the beast, and that's fine. It's I can't blame them for it, other than to say, hey, at some point you got to roll the dice.
Hold on,
But if you're not willing to do that, okay.
I just love this narrative that's going on from the Pappy members about how they're gonna wear out goons by not giving us good fights. I've
Yeah,
said
they're
this
going to
before.
invade
Hold
us
up.
and kill all our keep stars by not going anywhere near our fucking keep stars.
Hold up, I just gotta say, have you met any Goon Swarm member? Okay, I have seen goons that will literally leave their office early just to catch a fight. Like, even during the Jeff deployments, even during our glassing of tribute, I've never once heard a Goon Swarm member say, I'm burned out, I need to take a break. Now, after a war has concluded, I have seen Goon Swarm members say, okay, I'm going to go play another game for 2 weeks because of the war that we just went through. But I've never, not once, heard a goon in the middle of a war say, I need a break from this game. Never in a million years.
All right. And to the point of the dude saying, and it's deploying to Esoteria. Well, goons are complaining about Pepe having a 3-1 advantage. That's exactly why we're doing it.
So
I mean, that's what it's like. That's exactly why we're doing it. Why? Because every guy that we have that has to jump clone back to defend his shit in Esoteria while we blow it up is one less guy that's on the front lines in Delph fighting. And goons have no problems forming big fleets in U.S. time zone and EU time zone. And if anything, all we do is add a little bit, but still. 3-1 odds becomes 2-1 odds. It still sucks, but if we can force more of these guys to worry about their stuff back home, then that's a win. So that's why we're doing it. I mean, this is basic shit.
Leaving their office early. The thing about that isn't that someone left their office early to go to a fight. The real thing about that is the fact that no one's surprised by that because that's just normal. That's like people are gonna come home to go to a fight. Like, it's nothing new.
Oh.
It's nothing like.
One of the things they brought up with you, Brisk, on Tuesday, because I guess this flabbergasted Philly, was our corpse getting reimbursed for their buildings blowing up. And you know what? My first answer in my head was, of course not. We put it down.
Well, it's funny, and I asked him point blank, and this is the other thing that makes me laugh. It's like I asked him point blank, do you guys let corporations drop structures anywhere you want in Esoteria? And at first he says no. And then later he says, well, no, but they can ask permission. And I'm like, do you reimburse those when they die? No. And it's like, that's the whole thing. It's like, guys, come on. If you're in your space and a corp wants to drop something and it's not on an alliance asset, then whatever they do is at their risk. That's Eve. And if a bunch of guys decide they don't want to defend it, or if they expect that everybody is, I mean, honestly, we're in a war of annihilation. These guys are coming after us. If you dropped something before thinking that it would be defended, if it was regular time, yeah, absolutely it would get defended. But when you're in a war and you're being faced with like triple odds, you got to pick your battles. And just because somebody's not coming to defend your fuck off Astra house in some podunk system that's nowhere near anywhere, that doesn't mean that the Alliance is not doing you.
Okay. It is a little
it's not
ridiculous,
backing you up.
though. We have 3 Sotios on one grid in a system. That's a little. I gotta say, it's a little ridiculous. It's probably good those are blowing
Yeah.
up.
Well, and the thing is, like, and it's not even just corps. It's like just
It's
regular members
individual.
who have structures. Because, like, even myself, I bought a fucking Asbel from Docs, and I was planning to put it down, but then the war started getting hot and heavy. I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna hold on to it because it isn't a good time. It's not a safe place for you right now, Mr. Asbel. And like that would have just been my like goons and whatnot with self docking access, but that would be like my structure in Dell. And that's just, I think, for a good chunk of all the random structures in Delve, that's true. Like maybe it's basically industry corps doing it because they're industry corps, but I think a majority of the structures are like just owned by people who do a lot of shit.
And Wildstar is like, well, why did you tell people to unanchor them? I don't know that we told people to unanchor them. But if we did tell people to unanchor them, it's probably because the shit is cheap. Why would we care? Look, you drop a 10. Ford is ours. 10 billion is
10 bill.
And after house is maybe $1.5 billion fitted. It's like, who gives a shit? Why would we bring a massive fleet to defend an asset that's worth less than the fleet is worth? I mean, that just doesn't make any sense unless there's a reason to do it.
Maybe a 4 is worth like 5 munions. What is worth more, 5 munions or making not a 4, an Astrahurst is worth like 5 munions. Would you rather have 5 munions, or would you rather make some hostile fleet sit there for however long it takes to kill a fucking Athanor 3 days in a row? I know what I'd have.
Unfortunately, a lot of us forgot to fuel our Athanors, and so.
No, I thought that was on purpose.
It's just don't fucking want them.
I didn't want it anyway.
Well,
I mean, personal experience. I own 24 moons. Well, probably not anymore, but I owned 24 moons. So I had 24 Athanors out there that I cannot remember the last time we put fuel in them.
Yeah, so I personally myself own 10. And well, I've been keeping them going and fueled, but I think I'm gonna dropping them because I just haven't been mining them.
So,
but yeah, that's just me, and now multiply that by literally all the moons in Delve.
Someone needs to make a meme where they rhyme goons with moons. Someone work on that.
So I just want to laugh at a pappy dude that is talking in both Twitch chat and 1DQ local, and they're bragging about killing the 4 large anchorable bubbles that each cost.
That each. You mean the ones I place every single time they shoot them?
And he's bragging
like
about,
as soon as they leave and dock up, I just go out there and place them back down,
so
and
this
then
guy
they come and shoot it again, and I do it again.
Wait, is that what Batnerius is for?
This guy goes, guys, we killed the bubbles. Come fight us, please. We're killing most of your ISK by killing these 4 large anchorable bubbles. 7 large anchorable bubbles.
I'll dock up right now and see how many I have left.
How much are 7 large anchorable bubbles? Or Ragnar? How much are they?
Aren't they like?
This is like those interviews with politicians where they ask them how much like bread costs, and they're like, I don't know, $10.
Well, Thanos wants us to like fight more. I mean, I saw a ping earlier, so I don't know. I
would love to fight more, but every time
I guarantee
I form
there will be something tonight.
Hold up, wait. Every time I form a fleet in 1DQ, though, Pappy turns around and jumps the T5Z gate from their Munins and their Cormots. They just turn around and go back to their Q-Star. What?
No, it's Mifune. It's Thursday night. And our show's almost over. You know what's going to happen, right?
A Tech 2 large bubble. A Tech 2 large bubble is 28.9 mil. Oh my god, we're going to drop
after a while, I guess.
And this guy says, Brisk, according to the Pappy member, a large anchorable bubble costs about 120 million a piece on their side of the war. And how much did
Oh
you
my
say they
god,
cost?
dude! A Tech 1 large anchorable is 100 mil.
No, Tech 2.
Dude,
maybe.
they're
What the
Tech 2 is
It's
100
still this
mil.
funny.
Dude, I buy him cheap from Magnum because he makes it in bulk for me. Like,
Well, Magnum's not like always the savviest businessman here. He's the one who literally. Magnum is my favorite
Yeah,
old
but
person in this game.
120
He will.
mil?
Shout out to Magnum.
He will literally make Navy cat boosters. He just likes to make stuff, right? So Magnum will make Navy cat boosters, 3200s, and he doesn't care if he makes loss. He will undercut you. Just out of principle of fuck you, I made them. I'm going to sell them first.
The best
He will sell
part
them
is
at
that
half price.
our large bubbles are cheaper than a Horde Cormorant. Just saying.
yeah, that is true. Our Tech 2 large bubbles are super cheap. It's great.
I love how they have to spin and call it a victory because they killed some anchorable bubbles on a gate that are going to be replaced in 20
Yeah,
minutes.
Tech
We
1
do
larges
that
in Delve.
too.
Tech 1 larges in Delve right now are like 13, I think I saw.
How many times have we been on a fleet? We're like, haha, we killed a bubble. Kill mills.
Tech 2 larges are only 28 mil.
And then the real funny thing is that they go, why don't you come and fight us when we kill these bubbles? Because we don't need to. Because we don't care. Because hashtag already replaced.
So why don't
Yeah.
you form a Harpy fleet for this MTU that we're shooting? Like, fuck off.
Oh no, I'll form harpies for them, but the second I form harpies, their
Yeah,
immunities
but you
turn
won't
around.
form a Harpy fleet for like an MTU or like some fucking bubble, surely.
You know, this is how Delve has always been. So a lot of people don't understand. If you roam around in Delve in a 1 or 2 man cruiser group, maybe 3 or 4, you would literally get ignored because you were so insignificant. You were of no threat to anybody that would require us to like pay the fuck attention.
Wait, I thought we dropped Titans on those people.
Well, I mean, sometimes
Well,
that
some
was just
people
for shits
did.
and giggles.
That was just we were like,
Yeah,
oh,
it
we see
wasn't.
who's
It
up
wasn't
on it.
because we wanted to kill him. It's just as funny as fuck to drop a Titan on a 2-man gang.
So when you have like 4 ships shooting some bubbles, once again, you are absolutely insignificant. We really don't need to expend any energy trying to kill you because you can't do anything of any consequence to anybody. You know, the only time we put effort into it is when someone's getting attacked and dying, or you're actually making some headway somewhere. So,
I had a great joke, but I can't say it on here.
I'm looking at that chat message with like the different logos and what the hell are the meerkats supposed to be in that one?
oh, that's a wormholer. They're meerkats. They just poke in and out of their holes. Though Ron is wrong. Meerkats are not dirty varmints. Meerkats are in the weasel family. And they're super duper cute. They're also matriarchal. So like just one breeding
That's what Dawn's all about.
There's like one male and one female that breed the alpha male and alpha female. They breed and the rest of the family all take care of each other. So maybe the beta female will get to breed too. But it's not like a giant like orgy fest. Like literally
Where's
like
Theoden? Where's
fun
Theoden
fact.
to tell us about hyenas?
Oh no.
Meerkats have the loudest orgasms of the animal kingdom.
What?
Oh yeah, you can hear them fucking orgasming all across Rangettes.
Oh god.
Brisk, you never did give me your best yeah.
Those meerkats can't possibly be louder than your mom.
Oh, that's good. That's the answer to everything. Or Ragnar's mom.
My mom is a nice lady. Thank you very much.
I'm sorry, Mad Cows. I kind of forgot you were there because you've just been chilling and hanging. Do you have any topics or anything you wanted to like shout out to?
Mad Cows. What fuels your hatred of Test? Why do you hate Test so much?
I don't hate any of the sides. It's just
Why
content.
Except Test, right?
Like Test coming over to do in Delve what we've been doing for the last couple of years in Israel. Just camp you guys, F1, grab the loot and run.
Yeah, but they're really, they've got their allies, quote unquote, doing a lot of the heavy lifting for them, right?
Because you're not following the script. Read the cue cards.
Yeah, God, Macau, you're
Yeah, I
making it
don't care
seem like
about
we
it.
actually have different opinions in this alliance. Like,
I
fuck.
live in FWST. I hot drop on goons on the day. I'm just doing it in T5Z against test
Archie,
now.
stop.
It's not that difference.
Was it weird to come over to help out? I mean, you guys used to be in Goonswarm, right? For a long time, way back when.
Is
I
that
don't
even a
know.
question?
I used to be in the whole squad.
Oh, that guy kicked.
Favorite
I
new
remember
friend
that. That was
in
drama.
Mad Cows?
Say
Who's your
again?
favorite new friend that you've made in Goon Swarm since coming over?
That'd be Jay.
Jay's
I
a
was gonna
sweet man,
say,
isn't he?
don't you dare.
Except
Jay
when he
is
throws
a
Among Us
I
games,
see you
right?
guys holding hands all the time.
Jay is a very nice man who donates to my stupid projects.
So, and how many wyverns did you lose when John Hartley destroyed the Sotio rig or whatever?
So many. I lost so many, and he still hasn't apologized.
Like 120? The last number I thought was in the hundreds. That's a lot of wyverns.
The actual number is in the ballpark of 5.
That sucks.
I've genuinely lost track of whether that is 100% a meme or if you actually lost a couple wyverns.
Look, they were wyverns. He did you a favor.
Hey, no, the wyverns have a damage buff and they've got a bigger bay now, right? Huh?
I haven't
They're still
touched the one
just
I have.
glorified boosting ships, though. Like,
I mean, you know, it'll be fine.
they got bigger though, which is cool.
But
There's a very special idiot who wants to do some stupid things named Mari, but I don't think he has the attention span to go through with it.
I sold a hell to Syndic. He's supposed to be memeing around with it. I'm waiting for that kill mail.
Do you need like fucking hyperspatial that thing?
Oh yeah, damage and hyperspatials only. So it's somewhere. I don't know where it's at. I don't know if it's in Delve. I don't know if it, like you moved it out to Quarius or the fuck it's at. But he said I'm the first person that can see his kill mail when it finally dies.
Oh, they
I've
killed
had
my
that help for-
Viator and they posted it in stream.
And they posted it in stream because they think it's so funny.
Oh no,
Well, let's
how
see.
will I
Let
ever
me,
financially recover from this? Submits
mean-
GSOL SRP.
So where is it? I gotta find the kill now. But earlier this week, I gotta give mega props to Mike Flood, who earlier this week, I believe, took out a Ferox fleet. I think it was. I think it was Ferox's. Also, happy birthday, Mike. Never forget to say happy birthday to Mike Flood. But this Ferox fleet went into T5Z. And they, Pappy kept bragging about how we fed a whole bunch of Feroxes into this thing. But we killed a Hell, and we killed another super. Like, we killed 2 different supers before we pulled out of this fight. And I was looking at one of the fits for the supers while I was at work, and I'm looking at this fit for this Hell. Now, this dude had a 3.5 billion ISK pod on his super. And he had
Wasn't
all
it
of
like
the...
terrible?
Yeah, no. So he had all of the Nirvanas, everything, right? And then you go and look at his fit. He doesn't even have a damage control 2 on it. All of his low slots were hyperspatial. His rigs, all hyperspatial. His mids, he had like... He had a cap booster and a couple of other things, but not a single shield module in the fitting. And I'm like, what are you doing? Who fits a shield fit super carrier, hyperspatial fit it, and then also have your Nirvana implants with no shield rigs? You ask
questions like this doesn't happen every day.
No,
more than one place.
It happens every day, but it just amazes me that these people fit these PvP carriers and PvP supers and don't think, let me not fit for tank and let me fit for trying to be able to warp out when I obviously know someone's going to try and warp scramble my ass.
Is it the snake pod that you would want to have if you were like a hyperspatial Hell or what?
Yeah.
Why would you want a snake pod?
Listen, I don't know anything beyond like armor and repping, okay? So give me a break here.
Well, I wish I still had the kill mail from somewhere. But, like, I swear, it makes 0 sense to me why you would fit him like that.
I don't know. I don't know.
Gustapin linked it. There it is. There's the fit. Gustapin just linked
I
it in
tried to
chat.
talk about this like 10 minutes ago, but everyone kept talking over me. We formed a harpy fleet, and this guy warps his fucking hyperspatial nidhogger to the gate, and we fucking alphaed him off the field, and then killed his 3.5 mil pod.
But on the plus side, he died really fast.
Nice.
He was in a freaking high grade amulet set in that nidhogger.
I'm glad
Weird.
there's a pandemic horde guy on it for bombing him.
And then there was,
Like, if you look at his kill.
And the best part was is that the entire fight, Pappy was bragging about the Isk War and how we fed so many ships or whatever. And then you look at the battle report, and it's 6 billion to 12 billion, and it's like, okay, we definitely fed to Pappy.
Did you say Fappy?
You call it Fappy.
Fappy, yes.
So I'm not the only one that heard that. Okay.
Fappy. I feel like they deserve that name now, Fappy, because of their constant circle jerk that they give themselves.
I'm convinced Billy and Piggles definitely stare at each other in the mirror.
You mean Pilly and Biggles?
Yeah.
So I really do like the new meme should be Fappy.
I don't know if that's going to be quite catch on the way Pappy did.
Goonswarm does not circle jerk. We only provide truth backed up by facts and logic here. So please don't call it circle jerking when we're just doing, the very best to make sure we are a credible source of information. Thank you.
Real science.
Can we evolve Paspy into Pass Piss?
No. I don't know. We'll have to ask Brisk on how to meme that. I don't know how to meme that, though.
I don't know. They've changed their name so many times. It's hard. I mean, I can't keep up with the
That
names.
was one of your points on a meta show. Like, what do we call you guys?
Well, that's the thing. Like, I can't tell.
Here's the thing.
What do you want to call?
Pass piss is when you pass a kidney stone, not a kidney stone. Is it a kidney stone? You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a kidney stone.
Really
when
fucking
you piss
painful.
out rocks, yeah.
Yes, because I like shoving rocks out of that. Woo.
Not specifically
makes the sound
related to a kidney stone, but just to explain the pass part of it, pass piss. It really makes sense the more you think about it.
Oh dear
No,
Lord.
I'm not thinking right now, sorry.
I know you're not right now, but that's okay.
All right, so we've been going for about an hour and 45 minutes, and while this whole episode today has been fantastic, I think I do want to wind down. I have some things to do in about 20 minutes ish that I'd love to go do.
That's a lie.
That's your math homework, isn't it?
No, I dropped out of school. I thought we all knew this.
Yeah, Brisk, you missed this all last week. He's now an official college dropout.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna go live under a bridge.
Did you actually drop out?
I did indeed.
He did.
I
Why?
will hope because
So he could go focus on his career as a fry cook.
No. So I plan to go back. I plan to go back to college. I just don't want to go during COVID. My learning style is a very in-person learning experience. I prefer to be in a classroom listening to lectures. I prefer to take notes when I'm there, and it's just with everything.
Yeah, but
with everything,
instead of dropping out, didn't they just let you put it on hold?
Good luck when you apply to a new school and send them your transcript, and they see that you dropped out.
Well, actually,
you don't need a transcript.
Well, actually,
Just
here's
be
the
like,
fun
"Here's some
thing: is
cash."
that the fun thing is that my college has because there are a lot others like me who do not like the online learning experience and the environment. So they specifically have a thing that they put on your transcript that said you withdrew due to COVID complications, and whether that be that you got COVID, whether that be because of the whole learning experience thing, it's a withdrawal due to COVID thing that they cannot use as a thing when I apply to another university. So when I apply to another university, I
They
give them
can't
my
admit
transcript.
that they use it.
Well, they can't admit. They might.
Work in the
Look, it's there. It's there. Could it be a
All right,
difficulty?
well,
It could.
do
But
it.
here's no.
Well,
But either way, the whole point is that I will be going back, just not until COVID is over.
I
and
think
can
it's
go
pretty
in the
clear
classroom.
that the reason why he left is you can't mac chicks on a Zoom call. So what's
Well,
the point of college if
I
you can't do
didn't-
No,
that?
no. I hear a
I
lot about
would've
his
dropped out
coworkers
too.
all the time.
I want to make this clear. I didn't even have any Zoom meetings with my school. What my college did was I got an email every week with all of the work just listed in an email document from each professor. If I had a
And
question,
you still couldn't Google the answers.
if I had a question about an assignment or something, I had to just email my teacher. I
Just do what Boat did and get
What the hell
Viacom to
college
do
was
your work
this?
for you.
this
His-
was.
he went to
I'm not even going to
community
They
mention
just
it.
mail you a library card and said, "Good luck. Here's your degree." I mean, Jesus.
Yeah, pretty much. Okay, well, if you want to wind down, let's wind down.
Yeah.
What are we hoping for this week? What is going to happen tonight that we're going to have to wait an entire week on to talk about and not get to enjoy? Any final thoughts or
Is
things?
it the Isred podcast?
An Isred podcast.
Is
Yeah,
that a thing, or are
Can
you
you,
like
can
thinking
you
about
please
doing
go
it?
into more detail, Madhouse? I'm genuinely interested.
Because I would listen to an Israel podcast.
I
Like, does
would
it
too.
already exist?
Please tell us about your product.
Thrawn and Shakalis both want to do a Isred podcast where they just talk about Eve things.
You should. I would
Hey,
listen
if they
to it.
wanna- They could stream on INN. It's the same thing as a podcast, basically, just with a picture in the front.
At the
I
moment,
mean-
I think it's just a meme because they have given me like zero information
well,
about it.
Put it
Well,
this
they
way.
sent me an
Thursday
email
doesn't mean
saying it's
you
to
hear
plug
why.
it.
You
There you
get
go.
I
an
don't
email?
listen. I don't listen to like any Eve shows really, unless there's something really interesting going on. So the fact that I would listen to it says a lot.
Heard it
Okay,
here
well,
first,
You
folks.
hear that? Thrawn?
So Theta Thursday was literally a brainchild of mine because Redline wouldn't do a Thursday show, and I said this is the slowest night of the week. This is the prime time to, take advantage of people not playing Eve, right? And here we are
Now,
today.
officially, Monday is
So-
the slowest day of the week because there's nothing on.
Is it?
Well, Tuesday you got
Oh.
Trash Talk Tuesday. Wednesday's Mine One Stream. Thursday's this show. Friday's Open Com. Saturday is Meta Show and Push to Talk, and then Sunday is TIS. So Monday's the only day without a show on it. It's like
Yeah.
except Ron's show, but his show's on 24/7.
This is
So
not a
there's
show.
nothing else.
This is just an experience. But yeah. Okay. So yeah, if you do start that podcast up, or if you have questions on how to start it, I'm sure someone can help you.
No, like me, I'm not a very talkative person.
I love that offer of help. I'm sure someone could help you.
Jackie, I would love to have just anybody that's good at talking good come on. I don't
Anyone
even
that's
having
good at
hostiles
talking
on.
good.
Jesus.
I don't mind having hostiles on. They just can't be too hostile.
All right. While you guys are wrapping up, I'm gonna get out of here. Thanks for having me on, as always. I'm gonna go hang out with my
Alright.
wife. I will see you guys
Thank you,
tomorrow
Brisk.
for Open
Thank you,
Comms.
Brisk.
Sure.
Bye,
Okay.
Brisk.
Bye, guys.
Give me a yeah. Oh.
All right. And anything else that we're like looking forward to this week or want to happen other than like the giant Keepstar battles of amazingness? Anything else?
I mean, we all know the Keepstart fights are never fucking happening.
Never gonna fucking happen. I
Well,
know, right?
Don, I think you are correct that something always wants to happen at the end of our show, as things are going on in Eve right now. So I think we are going to end it
Such
here.
as.
Such as things I will not discuss on stream. But anyway, I think we are going to end it here, and I'll get ready for some things that are about to happen within Eve. I hope to see you all there.
Oh
All right.
dear, I've seen what
Good-
you're saying.
I see it. too.
Good night, everybody. Peace
guys.
out.
Have a good
For
night,
watching,
guys.
everyone.